In today's video, we're taking a look at the upcoming very stormy pattern, also a big cool down on the way that is going to bring some more mild summertime temperatures, which I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to later on in the pattern. We actually do have a pretty active severe weather pattern expected in the next few days, so we're going to be discussing that as well as a potential tropical cyclone off the southeast coast. So I know that's a mouthful. We're going to break it all down one by one, but first off, of course, we're going through the upcoming pattern, and as we take a look here, for later on this afternoon or evening, we do actually have quite a bit of thunderstorms and showers going on here around the eastern Carolinas and southeastern Virginia here. This could bring some potential flooding. We actually do have some flood watches out in effect, so there is some concern there for some heavier rainfall because we see the elongated shape of this storm right here, and it's going to be training, which basically you can imagine train cars moving on a rail just like that. So instead of moving, in a kind of linear fashion and moving along like you would typically expect with a line of thunderstorms, this one is kind of moving in a very seemingly unnatural way where it's moving along its own line. And that definitely creates, thunderstorm after thunderstorm after thunderstorm and inches of rain oftentimes. So that is a concern in this specific scenario for today and actually into tomorrow as well. We do have some thunderstorms and showers potentially occurring here, especially across the upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, into the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast here. So that is definitely going to be something to think about. And then throughout the deeper south here, like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, there is also some sporadic, isolated, and scattered thunderstorms, which again, pretty common this time of year, so almost not even worth mentioning. As we reach tomorrow on Friday, July 12th, what we see is that we get more and more of these eastern thunderstorms with this kind of southeast event, now encompassing a lot of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and now some of the Mid-Atlantic like DC, Maryland into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. So we're getting a lot more states involved here with these thunderstorms and with these showers along the East Coast. Again, some potential for tropical development here off the southeast coast, as there is just a lot of low pressure around, a lot of showers and thunderstorms. There is just the chance for something to come of that. So we're going to be discussing that later on, as the or better yet, the National Hurricane Center has already discussed that a little bit. So we're going to be looking into that a little bit later on. We do see that there is, in addition to these areas of thunderstorms, we do still see that the Gulf Coast is getting some. Also, the upper Midwest, some of the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, as well as the Northeast here, definitely areas to watch. As we keep going towards Saturday here on July 13th, we see the entire eastern seaboard is now seeing some potential thunderstorms. And again, areas of tropical concern off the coast. The chance is not super high, but it is there. Anytime you see this with warm waters in these areas, which there definitely is, you're going to be watching for potential development. As you can see, we see some very scattered about northern plains, upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Great Lakes thunderstorms occurring by this point. And then also for the Gulf Coast here, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, definitely seeing some thunderstorm activity there. By the time we reach Sunday on July 14th, it's a lot more scattered around here and sporadic, harder to kind of pinpoint anything, because we can even see the Rockies, Four Corner States, Southwest. There's some showers and thunderstorms around. Throughout the Gulf states and Southeast states, there's some showers and thunderstorms around. Basically, everywhere in this circle here, there is some potential thunderstorms and showers to be dealt with on Sunday. So they're spotty, but they're there. Monday, a little bit more organized here. We can see areas across the Rockies. There we see areas throughout the southeast and Gulf Coast with some thunderstorms. And then for the northern plains, we do have this very strong low over south central Canada. So we're seeing Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, so maybe more like the upper Midwest there. And then we even have a pretty strong low over eastern Canada as well, bringing some thunderstorms to the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast there. As we keep going, we take a look here at Tuesday on July 16th, and what we're seeing is lots of thunderstorms across your plains and your Rockies here, pretty common in the summertime. And then along this East Coast area, there's a couple of areas of thunderstorms. There is some gaps in between, as you can see. Kind of the zigzag is the gaps, and the lines there is the actual areas of activity. But this could definitely change 140 hours out. So really anywhere in here needs to be on the lookout, I would say. It's hard to pinpoint these exact areas as we get our daily emojis. I used to do that all the time. Now I only do it every week or something. We could see that by the time we reach Wednesday on July 17th, we get a little bit more organization across some of your central plains into the Midwest areas here. So definitely something to watch as we do look for severe weather in these areas across the summertime. I think in my experience, the severe weather draws a lot further northward for these months. So we are watching for these areas in particular. Definitely the eastern seaboard, still seeing chances of thunderstorms by Wednesday the 17th here. Thursday on the 18th here, we see all of it kind of draws towards the east here. So we're seeing the southern plains, the southeast, and then up and down this mid-Atlantic and northeast area. Lots and lots of thunderstorms around for everybody. A little bit more organized this time around as well. And that continues into Friday, where we see, again, the south central and deeper south areas, as well as some of the southeast and southern mid-Atlantic getting in on these thunderstorms for Friday, July 19th. And then finally for Saturday on the 20th, again, looks like this is going to be an active area for multiple days, but we see the Gulf Coast into the southeast coast here, seeing more and more thunderstorm activity here by Saturday the 20th. Obviously, as we draw closer and closer to the end of this model run, which we are at by now, we definitely see a little less confidence and things can move around a little bit, but there is this area of activity that we're going to be watching for those final days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 18th, 19th, 20th. As we take a look at the total precipitation after what we just saw, this should come as no surprise that we do expect above average activity here for these areas. It's going to be a weird wobbly shape here, but something like this, I think that's a little off. We see something like this here is where that activity is expected to be. So the Midwest, the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, into the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, Southeast, and then kind of like the South Central into the Gulf states there. So horseshoeing around this pocket here a little bit. This is near normal precipitation. I'd say the above normal areas is going to be up and down that eastern seaboard for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, and then for the Gulf states as well. Again, nearly nothing out west. There is a couple days there where we see some showers, but definitely on the decline in my opinion there. As we take a look at the temperature pattern, again, discussing a little bit of a cool down as things have been really, really hot. First off, we get a nice one here for the next few days in the east. You know, there is some warmer areas here, especially along the eastern seaboard, but a lot of areas further inland like the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, the Gulf states here, a little cooler than normal, probably a nice relief from what we've been seeing, which has been highly above normal, so it will be a nice switch in the cooler direction. We do warm up after this, however, for a lot of the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, but look at this. We watch south of the Hudson Bay a very, very cold Arctic air mass, because it is coming from the Arctic. It's not going to be freezing, of course, but this is definitely an Arctic air mass blasting down. And this is looking to shoot right into the east. So we're watching this very closely. And then look at how it just really, really dives southward and takes over. We see a lot of the plains, up and down the plains, up and down the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, southeast, and then even along that eastern seaboard. Very chilly compared to normal. I wouldn't say chilly. I think that's definitely not the correct term, but definitely 5 to 10 degrees below normal. When we've been 5 to 10 degrees above normal, you know, you're looking at a 10 to 15 degree, or better yet, 10 to 20 degree flip in the colder direction here. So this should come as a nice relief. You know, the wind is going to feel a lot more relieving. You'll walk outside and you'll be like, whoa, it's pretty nice outside right now. Expect a lot of lower 80s, upper 70s here. That's going to be beautiful for this time of year, of course. And the cold does linger here. Eventually, we warm back up, though, as we reach the end of July. It looks like some warmer air will be, especially in the north, moving in. So definitely something to watch there. As we dive into the Storm Prediction Center outlook here, we do see a lot of general thunderstorm outlooks. For today, we see actually 2. It looks like 3, but this one actually connects here. Anywhere in the lighter greens, general thunderstorms are expected, but keep in mind severe weather can still happen, so expect the unexpected and heed every watch, warning, and advisory. That's what I always say. In the darker green areas here across the kind of central and western states, we do have a level 1 marginal risk. That is where we expect isolated severe weather to occur. Be on the lookout for that. And then in the yellow area here across portions of Arizona, we have a level 2 slight risk for scattered about severe weather should be expected. That's for, again, today on Thursday, July 11th. For day 2, tomorrow from the time I'm making this video, we once again have 2 general thunderstorm risk areas in the lighter greens and another marginal risk there in the green for the north central states. And then for day 3 on Saturday, July 13th, we once again have a very large general thunderstorm risk area where, again, almost the entire United States experiencing some form of showers or thunderstorms here. Very, very scattered about, though. And then the darker green, we have that marginal risk again, and the yellow, which is quite large this time around for the northern plains and upper Midwest. We do have a level 2 slight risk for Saturday. We do actually have a couple of extended day outlooks to take a look at. One is going to be here for Sunday, July 14th. So as you can see, we do expect at least a slight risk here for the upper Midwest across states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. And then for day 5 on Monday, same thing. We have Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana once again in a potential slight risk. So, like I said, this area up here just tends to get the summertime severe weather. That was 3 days in a row of at least a slight risk expected now. So that's going to be Saturday through Monday of some severe weather activity up here. So be on the lookout for that. Let's take a look at the tropics real quickly, as I talked about. We do have a very slim chance tropical cyclone off the southeast coast that could develop. We have a 10% chance currently over the next 48 hours and a 10% chance over the next 7 days. So it doesn't really climb any higher than that as of now. They all have to start somewhere, though. That's what I always say. So we will be watching this very closely. You guys saw it firsthand throughout this video. There is a lot of activity in that area. Definitely something to pay attention to and watch, and we will certainly be doing that and updating you guys on it. So be sure to subscribe. We do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.